up, guys? Filmmakers here.
And today, we're going to do a movie review for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
So, as you probably already know, Ant-Man and the Wasp takes place a couple years after the events of Captain America Civil War, and Scott is under house arrest.
And basically, there's a bunch of people going after Hank's lab, which can be shrunken, as you see in the trailer.
So you have, of course, Hank, Ant-Man, and the Wasp. Then you have Ghost, and also there's just these other like criminal guys that are also after they're not really, or at least the main guy is not in the trailer. You don't really see him a lot. But in the first trailer, like that white and gold like van thing, like it's those guys that are also after it.
And they're all going after it because it holds a gateway to the quantum realm, and each of the parties want it for their own personal reasons, such as getting Janet Van Dyne back from the quantum realm. So yeah, overall, I did enjoy this movie.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's probably the weakest out of the movies that came out over this year, the three movies that came out with Black Panther and Infinity War.
It was still really good, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to say disappointed me by any means. It's definitely one of the stronger movies in the whole MCU so far. There are definitely some movies that I put this ahead of. So, yeah.
Crap, thundering. But, do you think it was better than the first one?
I mean, I'll have to probably give this one more thought. I'd probably say they're pretty similar.
Yeah.
But just, like...
Not really
I would have to
too
say
big.
I would have to just say this one now. But I gotta, like, rewatch stuff. I haven't watched the first Ant-Man in a while, but, I mean... I'd probably have to give it another watch. I'd probably still put this one ahead, but... Because, you know, like, it... I don't want to spoil anything, but first of all, the villain's better, but also, you know... Towards the end, like, it really connects to everything, you know... Ant-Man was a little more standalone because, well, I mean, it has...
it kind of did connect to Civil War, though.
Yeah, but the only real big connection... Well...
Actually, it had a bigger connection because it had Falcon in it.
That's true, now that I think about it. And also because he name drops Iron Man in it.
Oh, that's right. I mean, it kind of has to do with Age of Ultron, but, I mean...
Well, that's true. Now that I think about it, yeah, but again, I'd have to give it another watch. The first Ant-Man, then I could probably really make a decision because I haven't watched it in a while. And just because, you know, I just came off of watching... Ant-Man and the Wasp. So when I see a movie, like, I immediately put that one pretty high, but I feel like give the old ones another watch.
Yeah, you gotta really think about the movie after you watch it, see if it's really good as you think, but most times it is as good as you think when you first see it. I mean, there are some rare cases, The Last Jedi, but we're not talking about that right now.
So the good things about this movie,
of course, Paul Rudd doing all of his usual antics when he was Scott Lang, like he did in the last one.
I can't really think of any character that I didn't really like. I mean, those criminal dudes were kind of tagged along, and the villain was kind of she's alright. But other than that, I thought characters were pretty cool. They also like the whole Bill Foster and Hank Pym thing.
Yeah, I like
trying to establish a whole rivalry thing. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. The three guys, can't remember, Luis, Dave, and Kurt,
yes.
They're all back. I mean, they have a bit of a smaller role than they did in the last one.
Well, at least, not Luis, but the other two, they kind of take a back seat in this one, but it's funny because instead of being, like, criminals, they have, like, their own company now, which is pretty funny, and Luis is actually pretty big in this one, too, kind of like the last one. He probably has a bigger role in this one, actually.
Of course, he has a story, which is pretty funny.
Oh, yeah, one of those story scenes where he's, like, you know, talking up flashback and stuff.
Yeah,
crap. They just had a post-credit scene where, like,
Luis...
Like, instead of not the mid-credit scene, but just that post-credit scene, instead of the one we got, it's, like, just the Avengers showing up to that building, and then it's just Luis telling the story of what happened, and he's just, like, talking to all the Avengers, like Iron Man, Hulk,
or if that's just, like, how Avengers 4 began, that'd be pretty funny.
Yeah, then you show up and he tells a story. Like, if we could get, like, a Luis, or, like, a solo movie for those three guys, I'd be fine with it. If that's in Phase 4, I'm
probably not gonna happen, but that's you.
Yeah, or at least, like if I want to see a movie where it's like an Avengers movie, but the Avengers team has got guys like those, like the three, like Dave, Kurt, Luis, Ned, Korg. If we just got a movie where like those guys teamed up, I'd be fine with that.
That'd be pretty
if
funny.
That can be Phase 4, like if that's Avengers 5, I'm down to see that. I'm down to watch that because I would definitely be down for that.
That'd be pretty funny. Probably never happened, but yeah. So like we said earlier, one of the only main problems about this movie is that the villain takes a bit of a downstep from
Killmonger and Thanos.
Killmonger and Thanos. Those were incredible villains.
And even the last few Marvel films have really been good because you had of course Thanos and Killmonger.
You also had Hela and Vulture.
And then Hela and Vulture before that.
which was
no, Ego wasn't that good. I
mean,
guess
he's alright. Yeah.
We've had a good streak of 4 good villains, and then she's pretty good. Like, she has potential to be great, to be like those, but it was just kind of, I don't want to say generic. I mean,
I see your point. It was something different because like she had a problem with the quantum realm. She wanted to think about like get it. I don't know.
Yeah, it was cool. Just like
easily the worst villain in this movie.
Bad. Like, I mean, she's not as bad. There are some definitely worse villains like Yellow Jacket or
like, she's definitely better than Yellow Jacket.
Yeah, but she's not that bad. She's on the better side, but she's still one of the weaker villains
in Phase 3. I mean, especially Phase 3 has a lot of like really good villains. Of course, easily the worst is Caecilius, though.
Yeah,
like, no one remembers him. But yeah, she's definitely in the bottom of that list of Phase 3 villains. But easily the worst in this movie. It's probably the criminal guy. He kind of just like shows up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, at least if they had like. Not even had to be like tied in with Ghost, but like if they weren't just these dudes and they were tied in with like Hydra or something,
that'd make it a lot more.
That'd make it interesting, or even AIM is destroyed, but that would have been cool if they were part of AIM.
That would have been pretty interesting. But yeah, honestly, not that bad. But the villains are definitely a downstep from previous MCU movies.
And actually, Jimmy Woo is actually is really important in this movie, which is pretty interesting.
I liked him in this movie.
He's pretty funny. I thought he should kind of be one of those like cameos where you just see him and he's there, and it's kind of like just fan service. Like he just shows up, hey, he's there and he's in the movie. But no, he's really important to this movie, and there's also some pretty funny jokes with like him in it and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And another character I thought it was gonna be just kind of like a glorified cameo was Bill Foster. He actually had a pretty big role in this movie, which is not what I expected.
Yeah, I didn't expect that either. I thought it was gonna be a glorified cameo. Like, I feel like it was just gonna be like that scene that was in the trailer where we talked about Goliath.
He's 65 feet away.
I mean, sure, there would probably have like 1 or 2 other scenes with him, but I don't really think it was gonna be that big in this movie.
Yeah.
To be honest, another thing that kind of disappointed me about this movie, and of course, if you've seen like the commercial where you say like the ending's gonna be like super insane, it's gonna rock the world and stuff like that. But honestly, it kind of disappointed me a little bit. I mean, of course, the post-credit scene was like huge. I mean, you've heard that, like, it's huge.
The mid-credit scene is big.
It connects everything.
The post-credit scene, I mean, it's not bad.
It was in the trailer.
It's in the trailers. You've seen it before. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you've seen the post-credit scene. And it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, it sucks because, like, you've already seen it, so why wait to the end of the credits? I mean, I still waited. I still watched it. I mean, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But still, it's just like, you could have saved yourself some time, but I mean...
It's kind of like Spider-Man Homecoming. It's like, you have to stay, it's like the entire time. It's just a little gag, and it kind
of Except it's not, like, in your face about it. It's just
that's true.
Like, in Spider-Man Homecoming, they just make fun of you for it.
Like, hey, you're waiting for you, well, screw you, because you waited for nothing.
But the mid-credit scene was...
Oh, it was insane. I mean...
Crazy, because...
I don't know really what to say about it without spoiling it, but...
We're not trying to spoil it or anything.
It's spoiler-free review.
No spoilers.
Because, but yeah, back to the ending. I mean, it was still pretty intense, the ending of the movie, but it wasn't, like, as big and, like...
I think that's what they mean by that is the mid-credit scene, though.
That's probably what they meant. But I guess I just took it in the wrong context, because I was like, oh, the ending of the movie? Because, like, the ending of the movie, I mean, well, I can't really say much because it's going to spoil it, but, yeah, I guess they're just talking about the post-credit scene. I guess I may have just
the post-credit scene is, like, game changer.
Yeah, it was game changer, but, the ending itself, it's still a good ending, but, like...
It just didn't look, because you thought...
Because I thought whenever they said the ending, it was going to be like the ending of the movie, which was still a good ending, but like it would say it was super insane and stuff like that.
Because you're talking about the post-credit scene.
Yeah, they should have clarified it.
That's the mid-credit scene.
But
what sounds better, the mid-credit scene, or the ending?
They could have been like
which buys.
They could have said like you should be like it's definitely worth to stay after the movie or something like that. Cause you'd be like, oh, it's the post-credit scene. It's worth waiting or something like that.
Yeah.
Because they'd be like, oh, it's the post-credit scene. So whenever I saw that it was the ending, I was like, oh, the end of the movie, and I mean it was still good.
That's what I have to say. Why do people still leave when the credits roll?
Yeah, people still left.
That's a thing now.
It's
even
dumb.
in non-Marvel movies, like Jurassic World had a post-credit scene.
I mean, I knew it had a post-credit scene.
Yeah, but still, like, non-Marvel movies are starting to get into this, the whole post-credits ordeal. Like, at this point, you just have to stay. Like, even if it doesn't have a post-credit scene, you just stay. It's a thing, especially
if it's like a big
for
franchise.
Marvel or maybe DC if they start doing
that again. I mean, they kind of stopped the
if Aquaman has a post-credit scene.
I mean, it probably does. I don't know though.
But like, if you leave,
and even if Venom, because I mean, even it's still a Marvel movie, but it's not the MCU. It's still gonna probably get a post-credit scene.
I mean, if it had like Tom Holland the post-credit scene, that'd be crazy. It won't happen. But I saw someone say he's cast for it though.
It's a
no. I mean, it was like it was on IMDb though. It was legit. It wasn't like some
controlled by users. So.
It wasn't some like rumor you see on those clickbait YouTube channels that say, "Oh, Tom Holland's going to be in Venom because the Fantastic Four are going to be in it because Fox or whatever." It wasn't like that. No, he was like actually like.
Does it say rumored?
No, it just said Tom Holland, but no, he's not on there now. I don't think.
Well, because it's IMDb is like controlled by users.
Yeah, but it didn't say
people
rumored.
Someone probably just put it on there. I'm not really sure why you put it on
He
there.
wasn't top billed though. He was like one of the last few listed because maybe like a post credit thing or something like that. I mean, maybe.
I honestly don't think so
Because
right now he's filming for Spider-Man 2: Far From Home. I guess. I think that's what's gonna be called. I don't know yet though.
But back to Ant-Man. Final thoughts on the movie.
Definitely, really. It's really good. The streak of Marvel continues with their great movies. They've been on a hot streak. They're definitely not. There's no signs of stopping. And I guess I might give it about an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, 8, 7, 7.5, 8, somewhere in that range. 7 or 8. We'll go 8.
Yeah, that's good.
Because it's definitely a step down from Black Panther and Infinity War, which are both 10, or at least really dang close to 10. Because like those both were just huge game changer. And then Ant-Man, I'm trying not to say it's bad or it's disappointing or it's a letdown, but just compared to those movies, which set the bar really, like if Ant-Man came out like before these movies, or like Black Panther and Infinity War weren't as big as they were, then I wouldn't be saying what you're saying about the movie right now, because you're like, it's definitely like. It's definitely a good watch.
It's really hard to explain its
really
place.
Good. It's still really good.
It's really hard to explain its place within the 3 movies that came out this year, because you're trying to say it's the third out of the 3.
But you don't want to say it's bad.
You don't want to say it's bad.
It's not.
It's really not that bad. It's actually really good, and it's like a good watch.
Yeah.
8. 8.5.
Alright. Well, that's it for this video, guys. Give this video a like and put your comments down below about Ant-Man and the Wasp, or anything with the MCU really, Black Panther, Infinity War, or, I mean, when we're going to get a Captain Marvel trailer, because we really, or at least like a poster or something. Like, we need Captain Marvel anything at this point, because it comes out in March, and usually, like, Black Panther came out in February,
and their trailer
was already out in, like, June. So, I mean, we just need to get something out soon. And, but yeah, comments, put your comments down below what you think about this, and,
be sure to subscribe for more movie reviews and reactions from the Filmmakers.
See you guys.